Hey everyone, this is Russell Brunson. Welcome back to Funnel University. Now this month, I want to talk to you guys about something that has been bothering me because a lot of people just don't quite understand what I'm trying to tell you. So I'm going to show you guys a practical application of this in action. So how many of you guys read the book Expert Secrets? Hopefully if you were here inside of Funnel University, you've read this. Now one thing that drives me crazy is people read this and they're like, oh, well Russell, I'm not selling information products, so I can't use this. I'm like, duh. And I had another close friend and someone I really look up to who's like, oh, you should be building brands without faces because that way you can sell it easier, you don't need to be part of it and all sorts of stuff. And to all those people I say, that's kind of true, but I promise you that if you apply this information, these concepts, you can dramatically explode any business you're looking at. It's like a shot of adrenaline. For example, we have a software company. Okay, if you'd asked anybody in this world this 4 years ago before I launched ClickFunnels, like, hey, should you be using expertise to grow a software company? They'd be like, no, that's stupid. You can't sell it, blah, 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 blah. Yet, look at what's happened because of this, okay? So I want to show this actually in a market that I love, which is supplements. Because the other thing is people are like, Russ, you built supplements in the past and you didn't do an attractive character, you didn't do all these kind of things. And the reality is I wish we would have. We would have grown a lot better, a lot faster, and we wouldn't have to have just relied on paid ads. Paid media. Like if you look at the way that worked, we had a really good supplement funnel, high converting copy, good videos, all that kind of stuff. But people came, they bought the product, they left, and then they never came back. And the reason why they didn't come back is because we didn't apply any of these things inside of here. This is the key not only to get customers, but get them coming back over and over and over again. And so recently somebody asked me if I was going to launch another supplement company, and the answer is no. I'm not planning on launching any more supplement companies, but I love supplements, and if I ever did one again, I would change it differently. First off, I would sell them through webinar. I've told people that before. But second off, I would be using every one of these principles to build a supplement company. And so I'm going to show you two of my favorite supplement companies and how they've used all these principles here inside Expert Secrets to actually do that. And if you look at their funnels, the first time I'm going to show you, their funnels are so bad. They are horrible, yet they're still a $10+ million supplement company. The second one's funnels are actually really, really cool, and I like them a lot. So I'm going to show you both kind of just a contrast as well because number one should be funnel hacking, number two, and it'd be even better. But that's where we're going to start. So I'm going to start right now with one of my favorite companies out there, and it's Bulletproof. If you go to bulletproof.com, or it used to be Bulletproof Executive, now it's blog.bulletproof.com. So this is a company founded by Dave Asprey, and if you look at this, if you come right here, this is like the supplements, right? It's like people all the time like, well, I look at Dave's supplements and he doesn't have any funnels. It's just like a shopping cart. So if you come here, you look at like, this is the page, all the supplements, you click on, say you want to buy the Smart Fats, you click on it and you will see, you are right, it looks like an Amazon page with like, hey, there's a product, some reviews, a listing, and that's about it. It doesn't even tell you what any of this stuff does, okay? Now I want to stress really quick that if Dave Asprey would have just launched this store first, he would be very, very broke right now, okay? Because nobody a link that says collagen protein and an order button doesn't work unless somebody understands why they would need collagen protein, why you should spend 6 times more on collagen protein versus regular protein, and there needs to be some kind of selling happening. Now if you understand this, he doesn't sell through these funnels. That's why these funnels, like they're not even funnels, they're just like a shopping cart. But the reason why this says, you don't look at this and be like, okay, I'm just going to throw up a page with a picture and an order button and make a bunch of money, because there's all this stuff happening ahead of time. Everything in here is happening back here that makes this possible. When you do this stuff right, you can have a horrible selling system. It doesn't matter because they built in such a good relationship with the attractive character, with the expert. Okay, for example, if you know Dave's story, and I know the story, most people know the story, but if you know his story, he was a huge overweight guy in Silicon Valley doing programming and stuff like that, and I don't know, 400 or 500 pounds, couldn't lose any of the weight forever, tried a bunch of stuff. And then one day and again, I don't know the whole story, but he was hiking in the Himalayan mountains or something, and these Eskimos gave him this yak butter tea, and he drank it, and he felt good, and he was like, wow, I feel really good, I have all this energy. And because they melted yak butter in his thing, he got back home, he's like, I should start melting butter in my coffee, and put butter in his coffee, and start drinking it, and then all of a sudden boosted his brain power and didn't feel as hungry, and lost a whole bunch of weight, and realized that high fats are the key, and low carbs are the key, and all this stuff, and built this whole concept. It all came off of his story, this amazing story of his backstory and where he came from, and everything that we talk about here from a story, right? And so he told this story a whole bunch of times. Then he wrote a book telling the story, and then launched a podcast telling the story, and there's a blog telling the story, and there's article after article after article, okay? And so people come in here, and they bond with the attractive character, with the expert, with Dave, okay? And he's done that. He built this huge content network. If you come in here, he's got, if you go to start here, it'll walk you through, here's all the different things you can you can do to become bulletproof. He's got the guide, the coffee, the cookbook, the key, all the kind of stuff here. Then you got the blog, which is tons of blog posts, and you got the podcast, and you got recipes, and you got videos, and you got other resources. So he's done all this work to go and create this content and build this attractive character. And now that he has that, now he comes over and says, hey guys, you should buy my Smart Fats, you should buy this drink, you should buy this, and like now this stuff all is really easy to sell because the funnel happens all ahead of time with the relationship with the attractive character. Okay. Now, what's interesting, if you think about this, if you're able to blend that kind of like relationship with attractive character and a funnel that's like really, really bad funnel, it's literally a picture and an order button, and still make a $10+ million supplement company, like how powerful if you took these concepts that we understand here and actually made funnels. Okay, you look at like why ClickFunnels has grown so big so fast is because most SaaS software companies are like, hey, our software does this, here's a sign up link, and it's like horrible, horrible selling. We took all this stuff to build a relationship with me, with the attractive character, and then we had good funnels. You take both those things, that's how you go from 10 to 100 million and beyond, is by having that. If Dave would add funnels into this process, he would at least 10x his company. I tried to tell him that, he didn't pay attention. We did one funnel for him, he didn't. Anyway, it's a long story, but that's what I wanted you guys to understand. This is how he built a huge supplement company, was by implementing the same kind of things, telling the backstory, building a relationship, all those kind of things that you learn about in Expert Secrets all happen here. Okay, so that's funnel number one I want to show you, because it's not just this. Everyone thinks this is the funnel, it's an add to cart button. No, this is the funnel that's bringing people and building the relationship. All his selling's happening out here from this free content, and then he just pushes people right here. Okay. So that's one variation. I want to show that one first. Now the second company I'm going to show you, I think, has done a way better job, and they're actually starting to implement funnels, but they're still just scratching the tip of the iceberg. As funnel hackers, as you guys know, there's a lot more they could be doing and should be doing. Last I heard, Onnit, the company I'm going to show you guys right now, I think they're around $25 to $30 million a year supplement sales, and then really, really good. Now, when the founder of Onnit started the company, he had a supplement. Actually, before that, he went to Joe Rogan, so he found somebody who already had been on Fear Factor for 10 years, had his own podcast, had a big, huge following, right? So he went to Joe Rogan's like, hey, I have this, I want to launch a supplement company. What kind of supplement do you want? And Joe Rogan's like, well, this is the supplement I want. And he explained everything, and they ended up creating a product called Alpha Brain out of what Joe Rogan wanted. So it started with this person with a following, with an attractive character. So Joe Rogan was the person he partnered with because he wanted to leverage this built-up expertise that already happened, right? And Joe got, I don't know exact numbers, I think he said less than half the company, but it's a lot. It's a lot, right? So Joe owns that part of the company. He became the attractive character, and then made Alpha Brain, which was the first product. So it came out, and we have Joe now talking about Alpha Brain. Everyone else started talking about it, and they were able to launch Alpha Brain, which was the first supplement. And from there, they did another one. Now they have a huge supplement line, and then on top of that, they also have physical products, clothing, like just tons and tons of stuff. But I want to show you guys how they do their supplements, okay? But again, notice the same thing. Like when we launched our supplement, we'd have a sales video, sales letter, all sorts of stuff to be able to sell it, which is good. And I think both of these guys could benefit more from having that up top. But they're not even leveraging that. They're leveraging the relationship with the attractive character and then eventually the brand to sell the thing. So if you come over here, this is onnit.com. They have all their stuff. You can see everything. But this is an example of one of their supplements. If you look at this, at the very top here, it looks similar to like what Bulletproof does, right? The picture of the product, and they've got the offer here, they have subscribe and save, add to cart, and then here's where they have a little bit of sales. So if you click on watch video, and if you click on this, it'll drop you down to the actual sales video. Now if this was me, if this was my business, I would have the sales video up here, because I think it's more important, but they have it down here, right? So you can watch the sales video, and their sales videos are actually really well put together for the most part. That pitches what the thing is. So if it was me, I would have that up front, but they do have it. So they lead with like the add to cart stuff. So someone's like, hey, I know I need this new thing. They have a quick headline of the core benefits. So new mood, long day of work, blah, 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 blah. And then the offer. And then down below now they have the video and the sales letter, then kind of sells it. So they almost kind of flip it. They put the offer on the top as opposed to having the offer on the bottom like most people typically do. And they do that because they have such a strong relationship with the attractive character and with the brand that people are coming there looking for like what else, like I just know this because I'm a hyper customer of theirs. I'm always coming in like, what else do they have that I can use? I love all their stuff. I built such a relationship with the attractive character, with the brand. I'm just looking for other things. And so when I come through here, I'm able to come and just try to figure out, okay, Alpha Brain, what's that do? Alpha Brain Instant. And I just look at these really quick. I click on it, and again, it's got the recap of the product I can buy, or if I need more information, then I can dig down below. But my guess is I don't think they buy ads directly to this page because nobody's gonna know what this is outside of a really simple headline. So they buy ads, they spend their money building the expert, building the brand, and then the credibility comes from the person, from the brand, then comes all the way back into this. Okay? So you can see this is how they do it with the new mood supplement. If you come over here in Alpha Brain, it's very similar. Okay, they got a really quick headline on what it is, the benefit of what it does, and then boom, you have like an almost like Amazon listing. Product, name, pricing, subscribe and save or purchase one time only, watch the video, and then you come down here. Now it's got the sales videos, the product shots.
Alpha Brain Instant is our fastest way to optimize your...
All those kind of things. That's the founder of the company. So I would like, again, if this was my funnel, I would move these things up the front because I feel like they should be sold first. But at least they have a long form sales letter to sell the people who don't know what's the benefit of why they should be having this. All their pages are beautifully designed. They're very cool. They have, like it's really, really good copy, really good everything. They just lead with the offer on top because again, most of the time it's coming from Joe Rogan talking about, hey, you need Alpha Brain, hey, you need total gut health, hey, you need whatever. And the person goes directly to the page looking for it. And then those who find it, who don't know what it is, then have the information to be sold down below. Okay, it's another one, their total gut health. Same thing, title, big benefit, product, boom, and then they push down below all the sales copy. And again, amazing sales video.
Taking care of your gut.
That I would start with the top, but that's kind of how theirs works as well. And if you go through their site, you'll notice page after page after page after, like every one of their offers, every one of their supplements is the same thing. And at the very end, they have all the success stories from people who are taking it. That's kind of how it works. All right. So to kind of recap, it's interesting because again, a lot of people, because we're in the funnel world, they're always thinking just the funnel. It's like it's very myopic, and I want you guys thinking more about the entire life cycle of the customer. Like the funnel doesn't just begin on the landing page. If it did, both these companies would be bankrupt. Okay, I promise you that. Understand that the funnel for both these guys began with this start of the process. Why are you creating your company? Why are you creating your product? What's the hook? What's the offer? What's the story? Like, what's the reasoning behind it? And you're starting telling that story everywhere. You tell it here on your blog, on your podcast, in your videos. You're telling it here on these podcasts, blog, inside ClickFunnels. I've been telling this story over and over and over and over and over again, which has got people connected to us and the brand and the movement. And then I don't have to be that good at selling the products because the products will come. Now, again, if you are good at selling the products though, imagine what will happen when you take the branding you get from being an expert plus this together. That's when you can really, really blow things up. So that's what I want to share with you guys today, just so you can kind of start thinking about things differently. Don't just think about just this piece, think about the whole thing. And then at the same time, don't just do this. Imagine what they could do if they would have a sales video and a link. Imagine what these guys do if they switch the orders and things a little bit. But even with that, because they have such a strong front end funnel, the relationship funnel is happening prior to them ever being introduced to the offers. That's why these funnels still work, and it built multiple 8-figure companies off of them. So if I was ever to launch a supplement company again, I would lead 100% with this. This would be my main focus, is the expert secret stuff, building a personality, a brand, a community, a movement, and then from there, then start introducing all these things. Okay, Dave Asprey did not launch this company initially with Bulletproof coffee and things. I mean, with all this stuff. He talked about the concept of Bulletproof coffee. He told people, go to the store, buy Kerrygold butter, and then put it in your coffee, mix it up. He got people into that movement. Then he came back later with like, after he had a big following of people, and was like, hey guys, the coffee you guys are drinking is really bad. It's got all these things in it, these mycotoxins. You need. I got this new coffee that came out, it's super clean and pure, and everybody who's now in this movement, everybody shifted over, boom, started buying his coffee. And he's like, hey, there's the next thing, they start layering on product after product after product. But again, it started here. If he just came out with this healthy coffee, it wouldn't have taken off at the beginning. It's because of all the foundational work that happened here. So use that to your benefit for those guys who are out there thinking like, I don't know how to do this for my kind of company because I'm not, I'm not selling information product. It doesn't matter if you're selling software, selling supplements, or information products, whatever it is you're selling. This is the key. Build out this first, and it makes everything else become easier along the way. So I hope that helps you guys. Thanks so much for being a member of Funnel University, and we'll talk to you guys again next month.